All right, amigos, I got a really good one here. I looked at this one on Friday before I left to go. I knew I was going to have to do some research, and I'll explain why here shortly, but I'm going to show you what it's doing. It hasn't been run since Friday, and what it does is once it starts up, it runs fine, and then it goes crazy. Within a minute, that get my finger out of the way. The temperature gauge will go right up to hot, so it's not overheating. It's just and the motor falls flat on its face. So it's got 127,728 on the clock there. So let's start it up and I'll see if I can catch it for you. So she runs fine until the computer goes through everything, and then once it sees that the coolant temperatures or coolant level sensor is not reading, it falls flat on its face and it starts shooting up there you go. And the beep was my dongle plugged in down there. So shouldn't take but within a minute. Then I'll take you out there and show you what I see. Like I said, it's cold. It's probably, what, 50 degrees inside the garage here. Now it's gonna make a lighter out of me. Not a minute, probably take 2 or 3. I'll speed it up if it is in the editing. But yeah, she'll start going crazy. There it goes. Yep. Temperature is too hot. Drive with care. And there goes the temperature gauge. And I don't know if you can hear the car stumbling. The coolant fans are on high right now. And she's shooting right over it. And you see how long it was. And look at the tachometer. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off and show you what I see outside. And the coolant fan's on high. All right, hold on. All right, let's walk outside. So this vehicle had a recall. It's a 55-page recall, and the coolant level sensor is at the bottom of that standpipe. And I unplugged it on Friday, was looking at it, and I saw a 3-wire. But according to what I'm seeing is this splits off from the electric power steering. So it should be a 4-wire on the high-speed network splitting off from there. And the junction, now that I've read that recall, if you look at this box right here, that little box on the side of the battery box, that is the junction where it splits off and runs to the power steering and shares that network to there. So what I'm getting ready to do is pull that standpipe. They call it a standpipe. And we're getting ready to check with the dealer and see if the recall was ever done. Because I think if the kit says it comes with a bolt, you drill a hole and it goes right there. So it doesn't look like it was entered right. And if you look right here at the coolant tank, somebody's done some of that JB weld or whatever it is. So we're going to check right now and see if the dealer says it was even done and see how that got this way. I'll be back. Okay, according to the Ford dealer, the recall, which is 13S12, was done in 2014 and had 10,601 miles on it when it was done. So what I'm going to do now is remove, this is the wiring harness where that box I showed you beside the battery. It goes to the power steering pump and then bleeds off and goes back to that coolant level sensor. And then on Friday, when I removed the standpipe. If I can get my papers around here, well, I got one hand. Now here's the wiring diagram for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and pull that standpipe again and look at the coolant temperature, or coolant level sensor, which is here. Coolant level sensor. It's a full wire module on the high-speed network. So I'm going to go back and look why that wasn't 4-wire, and just start there and then see where I go, because it goes back to the splice block, which is there, which eventually goes into the power steering and all that. So I'm going here next. Hopefully I can get a good shot of this. All right, here's the standpipe out now. And if you can see down in there, let's see if I can get my light down there. It's a 4-pin connector. Hopefully it shows up good. I can't get the light down there. All right, let's try it like this. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yep, there it goes leaking again. Hold on. All right, there we go. So you can see it's a 4-pin module. I've taken the wiring harness off, and I even pulled the loom back some to make sure I'm right. But there is only 3. I don't have no light in here for y'all. There is only 3 wires in there. Yep. Me and lights. This is why I don't normally do this, because I normally can't do it. I'm not a good cameraman. But there's only 3 wires in there that are wrong colors for what we're looking for. And then when you look into the end, there is not a pin. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let's see if I can zoom. There's not a pin in that 4th one either. So this is the wrong wiring harness that should be going to this. So let me see if I can find another wiring harness that should be plugged into that. Maybe that'd be our entire problem. Hopefully I have better lighting now. All right, so what I did was, because you just can't make this stuff up. I started looking from there, from that box back there that I showed you earlier, to follow the wires. And this harness right here has all the wires that I want. If you can see in there, it has all the colors. And I followed it back over here, which I would assume is the one that I want, which is coming over here. And back down here, I haven't pulled it out yet, but there's a loose harness. So I'm gonna try to, I don't know if you see it, there's a loose harness laying there. And I assume that's the one that should have went to this in the first place. I don't know what that other one goes to. It probably goes to that, to the windshield washer, who knows? I don't know, but I'm gonna pull that harness out and see if that's my harness that goes to this. Okay, here is the 2 connectors. So here is the one right here that they have plugged into it. And then here is the one that should be plugged into it. And that one is definitely a full wire. That is my connector. Both same connector. I don't know what this other one goes to. I'll look around. I looked at the washer pump, and that's a 2-wire according to the schematic. I just didn't want to tear it all apart, right? I want to fix the thing I'm here for and move on. So yeah, I'll look a little more and see if I can find it, and then I'll let you know if I do. Otherwise, I'm just going to fix this one and ship it. I'll be back. Come on now, start. There we go. Now it should stay. It shouldn't drop off now. Everything should work. Turn this thing off. All right, get the scan tool and see what we have. All right, So we got to put more coolant. I did spill some, so. Right now, and it's not acting all stupid, so I'll let it run for a minute. I don't know what that other connector was for, but let's go ahead and do a full scan and see what it does. The other connector, I'll look up, and maybe I can find it by codes, because I looked, the windshield washer pump was a 2-wire connector according to the schematic, and I didn't see another one that looked like that, but I'll check. We'll see what we have. So we've been running for what, 1:20 and nothing yet. So that's a good sign. But we know that was a problem. So let's see if I can find out where the other connector goes, just by codes. And that's one of the big things. These scanners don't fix things. They give you a direction, which if it hadn't been with that U code for that $12.99, that U1035, them two together is what led me down that path to start looking there. And if it wasn't for that U code, I wouldn't have had it. Also, I have been using one of them scan tools for every car that I've been working on for almost a week now. I bought it on Amazon. I'm not sponsored, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on that, how well that works, because, all right, so here we go. Cylinder head, that way, can't see it. So that's $12.99. There you go. Sorry about that. Coolant level is low. We know that. And the shutter grill. You know, that might be where that other one goes. The active grill shutter. That's probably where it goes. So I have to look and see how many wires are for that and find out if it's plugged in. So right now what I'm going to do is save what I've done. Still running fine. It's slowly starting to creep up temperature, which is what I like to see. I'll go into live data and see what we have. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and clear the codes and see what comes back. But like I said, she's slowly creeping up. Is she done yet? Nope, not yet. Yeah, we know. She's low. I got to put some in there. I dumped quite a little bit just from that. Make sure it's not leaking now. Yeah. It dumped a little bit everywhere. The little thing spit out quick. Yeah, yes, well, I can see it down there, so gotta add more. But she should be good and not overheat. She just knows that it's low right now. So let's see what we have in here. So now that I cleared it, there's audio control, accessory protocol. There's nothing in the engine now. So, all right, so I better check again just on the engine. Let's do the engine and check it again for codes. That active key on, engine off, key on, engine running. There we go. Key on, engine running. And the temperature is just about normal, but she's running fine. The vehicle must be prepared for code. Vehicle's not moving, transmission part. Yep, we know. Engine coolant fan might come on. It hadn't come on yet. Earlier you heard it come on within the first minute. There we go. Get that coolant circulating in there. Probably suck it overflow dry probably. She's still trying. Brake light's on because I have the emergency brake pulled. Yes, I know. Temperature gauge is only about halfway up. But taking a long time. There we go. Engine coolant temperature sensor out of read code range. That's a P116. There's a P1703 brake switch out of read range. Coolant level low, yes. Level low, yes. And this one that active grill shutter. So that's probably what my other plug. Now I don't know about that 100% because the there was no communication wires in there. So, but the fact that maybe that's supposed to be plugged in for the power to it, that might cause it too. So I don't know. I'm going to check into it now. Okay, it's running now. I just got back from a test drive. The engine light is not on. She's running fine. Coolant level is fine there. But when I ran the codes, engine coolant level low, it's not showing it up there. The tank is actually full. We filled it up to the fill line. But the lost communication with the active grill air shutter, that other plug, I went to go find where it plugs in, and actually the grill shutter's there, but the module for it is not on there, so there's no place to plug it in. So I'm just going to let the owner know when they come to pick it up. Just let them know the module's not there. When you get it there, plug it in. So other than that, this car is done. That was a fun one. I'm out.